How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Catching Cars. My name is Isaiah, and this right here is the key to our test vehicle today. Sadly, the key is not charged. Otherwise, it could do all kinds of tricks as well. I think you can even park this car, like move it forward and backwards with the key. This is like a little touch screen here. But anyway, this is the key to our car, which is a 2022 BMW 530d. Huge thanks to Drive for this car. So of course we're going to take this out on the Autobahn, do a little acceleration run, and then I'm going to come back and tell you guys what I think of this vehicle. Before we get going, be sure to subscribe to Catching Cars and leave a comment down below. What do you think of the 530d or the 5 Series in general? Would you take it over a 6 Series, an Audi A6 or an E-Class Mercedes? So I'm going to go ahead and put it in sport, put the traction control in sport as well. Let's see if we can get in a launch. Autobahn's pretty busy today, but we'll do what we can. Yeah, we got too many people on the road. We won't be able to do much, but this thing is actually seriously pretty quick. So the 530d has 286 PS. Yeah, you could have got over a long time ago. And use your turn signal next time as well. My bad. But yeah, anyway, so the 530d has 286 PS, 650 Newton meters from a 3-liter turbo diesel. And yeah, it's quick. It's very quick. It feels very strong and powerful. I had an Audi S7 in front of me earlier, and I was pretty much able to keep up. He was moving away quite a bit, but his car was not that much faster, considering this is not even an M version. Now this does have the M Sport package, and it's very nicely equipped as well. So yeah, it has all the features, and like I said, man, it's such a solid vehicle. Everything that I said about the 740LD that I had goes for this as well. This thing makes you feel nice and comfortable, nice and calm. You have the cooled seats, the heated seats, the massaging seats, the nice leather. And this thing just feels so solidly built, and I'm becoming more and more of a fan of BMW nowadays. I like the nice steering wheel with a thick rim on it. You have the heated steering wheel, like I said, as well. And like I said, this one is very, very nicely equipped. So of course a standard 5 Series won't be this nice, but if you get one equipped like this, yeah, it's almost as good as a 7 Series. I think this one is a bit more sporty just because it's a smaller vehicle, a bit lighter, and a bit more fun to drive. But the 7 Series is a bit more luxurious, but they're really not too far apart. So yeah, it's really nice, and one of my favorite vehicles. Again, I could definitely recommend this. I never knew that BMWs were this nice, especially this generation. I think the new generation that's coming out won't be as nice, because also with that you have the new iDrive system. They got rid of the button right here. This is the perfect button to turn off all the safety systems. Huge thumbs up to BMW, and a huge thumbs down for them for taking it off their newer generation BMWs. This is perfect. You hold this and it turns off all intelligent safety systems crap that no one needs. Turns all that off. That's perfect. No need for looking in a screen. You have your traction control button right here, all your drive modes, sport and everything. So it's really easy and logical to figure out. One thing that is not easy and logical to figure out that really pissed me off though, when you put the car in reverse, the passenger side mirror dips down to show you kind of like your rear, or actually your rims, I think, or something, to show you the curb, so you don't curb your rims. That is a pain in the butt, because I couldn't figure out how to turn it off. Because yeah, that's great, I can see I'm not curbing my rims, but I can't see what's behind me. I can't see anything there, because it just dips down like really far down to the ground, so I can't see anything out that mirror. So I always had to manually move it back up. I'm sure there's some way to adjust it, but it's too complicated to find, because I've had this car for 3 days and I couldn't find it. And every time I was reversing somewhere, that pissed me off. Other than that though, this thing is really, really nice. I think there was one other thing that bothered me. I can't quite think of it right now though. But yeah, other than that, it's really nice. Like I said, it feels really solid. The leather is super nice. I love the combination here as well, with these brown leather seats with the white stitching on it. It just, yeah, this thing is really, really nice, and it drives very comfortably but very sporty as well. One other thing, oh yeah, there was another thing that did bother me. This thing is very low to the ground, to be honest. I've almost scraped the bumper a couple of times, or at least the undercarriage part a couple of times. Yeah, because it's very low and fairly long as well, and you have long overhangs. So yeah, be careful with that, especially with this M Sport package. It's a bit lower to the ground as well. But yeah, like I said, comfortable, perfect vehicle. Fuel economy also for a diesel. Now this is the 3-liter diesel, which is fairly powerful. Like I said, 286 PS. But fuel economy was not as good as I would like it to be honest. It's still okay, it's decent for a heavy vehicle like this, but this one is not even X-Drive. This is rear-wheel drive, and the fuel economy was not great. It was okay, it was acceptable, better than a gasoline-powered version of this, of course, but it was really not great. So definitely pay attention to your right foot if you want to save gas in this, because if you floor it, it can be quite a bit thirsty. One other thing that I really like that just added character to this vehicle. Now, of course, since it's a diesel, there's no real nice sound. I think the 3-liter diesels, like the V6 diesels, actually sound decent, at least sound powerful compared to 2-liter 4-cylinder diesels or smaller diesels. I think the V6 diesels actually sound powerful. But up in the higher rev range, they don't sound that great. They still sound like a diesel engine, a bit like a tractor and kind of strained. But what added to the character of this is because the engine is put in vertically. I think it's vertically. I'm sorry if I get this wrong, correct me in the comments below. However, the engine is put in lengthwise, so it shakes the vehicle when it starts up and turns off a bit, and that just added to the character. I normally turn off start-stop system. Oh yeah, where's the button for the start-stop system? It's not here anymore. It should be there. What happened to that BMW? That was perfect. I can't find that. But normally I would turn off the start-stop system if I could find the button. But in this vehicle, it didn't even bother me because it just added to that character. Every time I stopped at a light, the car would shake a little bit, and then once it turned back on, which it did quite quickly because of the mild hybrid system as well. But then when it turned back on, it just shook a little bit. That was so much fun. I loved that. I don't know what it was, just those little features, little details that got me there. But yeah, really insane vehicle. Definitely recommendable. Go test drive one, check one out. I think currently this is my favorite out of the E-Class, A6, and 5 Series BMWs. Those 3 vehicles, I think this might be my favorite. I have to drive the new generation A6. Haven't driven that one yet. I have driven the E-Class multiple times. This is definitely better than the E-Class. Although the E-Class is nice as well. They're all nice, but this one is my favorite so far because it's a perfect balance between sporty and comfortable. And I don't mind cruising this thing sitting behind a truck like this, you know, through town. I caught myself doing like 35 kilometers an hour instead of 50 most of the time because it was just so comfortable to just hang out, listen to some classic music, and just chill. Also, this standard sound system, that's one of the options that this one does not have. Standard sound system sounds decent, not perfect, but it does sound good. I would probably upgrade to whatever they have, the Bowers & Wilkins, I think it is, or Bang & Olufsen. I'd probably upgrade to that or one of the other systems. But still, in the BMW, I think out of the standard sound systems, the BMW one is definitely the best. Much better than the Mercedes. Haven't driven the new A6 yet. I'll have to test that, and I'll let you guys know. One thing that I almost forgot to mention about this 5 Series BMW, if you don't need X-Drive, get the one without the X-Drive system. Now, I know you can decouple the front axle on some X-Drive systems, but this one with the rear-wheel drive is better on fuel. Even though it's not that perfect on fuel, not that great, it's still better than the X-Drive, and it's so much fun to have rear-wheel drive. It's been a long time since I've driven a rear-wheel drive vehicle, I believe. Actually, has it? I don't know. But this was so much fun. I could actually drift this around corners a bit, and it was very predictable as well. Now, of course, due to a bit of turbo lag in this turbo diesel, it was a bit hard to manage in the beginning because it wouldn't burn out right away. It would start at some point once the turbo spooled up, but it was still a lot of fun just to have that rear wheel biased. I always had the traction control either in sport mode or off, and it was a lot of fun driving this thing. Yeah, so I want to mention that real quick. If you don't need X-Drive, get the one without the X-Drive. It's a lot of fun. And yeah, the video is effectively over. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think of the 5 Series BMW? Would you choose it over an A6 or over the E-Class? I definitely would, at least from my current experiences with the new E-Class and the older A6. Haven't driven the new one yet, but I definitely choose this 5 Series BMW. And yeah, really love it. So be sure to subscribe, guys. Leave that comment down below. Let me know, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.